said you did 2 armed robberies?
Yeah. And then they ran in concurrent. They gave me a 50 ag, but they ran in concurrent, 225s concurrent. So I did like 13 flat on it. And I got out, and I stayed out like 10 years. But that's when I started doing drugs and stuff. I started like smoking crack a little bit, but I couldn't even get off on crack. And then I met ice. So since like 2008, 2009, I've been steadily doing ice, and that's the only drug I've really messed with.
How has the ice changed since 2009 to today? That you can tell.
Well,
like how has it changed?
I mean, there was a lot of anhydrous around back then. Now there ain't. It's trash.
Frank, right?
Yeah, it's trash now. I mean, it ain't. It's because partly because they're cutting it. They're cutting a lot of that dope, and it's just. I mean, most of it's cut, and it ain't dope.
How many times have you been in the penitentiary?
3 times. And I am a absconder right now.
Oh yeah.
From the ATC, yeah.
Austin Transitional Center. I've heard that place is a nightmare.
It sucks. It's a trap house. That's all it is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's for real. It's a trap house. If you can't find the drugs out here, go over there. They're gonna have it. That's bad.
Have you lived anywhere else besides Texas, or?
I've lived in Kansas. I've lived in Nebraska. I've lived in Delaware. I've lived in California. I lived in Wyoming, Minnesota. Yeah, I've lived all over. My dad was he installed two-way radios into like police vehicles and ambulances and fire trucks, and I mean that'd help them and stuff. But
how has crystal meth affected your life?
Let's see. Well, you can't really be on parole and do crystal meth. I mean, you're gonna get a dirty UA or something's gonna happen, or so. I mean, do you choose parole or crystal meth?
So it sent you back a few times. Is that what you're saying, or are you just saying it's been hard? Like, is that why you're kind of like? Well,
this last time they sent me back in 2015, they sent me back because I kept every time they let me out of county jail or ISF, I'd leave. I wouldn't even go report. So yeah, they got tired of that after 7 times and then in a row. Yeah. So that's why I went back. They made me do 4.5 years, and they took 10 years of my street time. So I had to do that 10 years over. Yeah.
What's life for you like today? I mean, for Alan, what is?
Well, about a month ago, I had $10,000 on my card. My Kimber card, my Global Cash card. I don't even know how it got there. But in a month, I went through 10,000 bucks.
Did you have a hell of a time?
No. I spent like $3,000 on me and my homeboys, and then I gave about $7,000 away to people that needed it.
That's a pretty noble, hardcore. I mean,
yeah.
To do something like that,
yeah.
You know, especially when you have.
Well, because people have done that for me. People just walked up to me and handed me $20 before.
Yeah.
So I mean, how can I not help somebody else out when they're doing bad? You know what I mean?
You know, I feel like that's what it's about. All helping each other out, but sometimes it's hard to not be selfish. But
yeah.
If we were all like that, this world would be so much.
Yeah, I would. That's just the way I was raised, though.
So, where would you like to see Alan in 5 years?
Probably off ice, and maybe with a $50,000 bank account, at least. Yeah.
Off ice. And with $50,000 bucks. What else?
Maybe a house, girl. Yeah.
There it is. How about a job?
Well, yeah. That's gonna that 15,000. That's where that 50,000 coming from, because it ain't come from like breaking the law no more.
If you had one thing to say to somebody who's thinking about getting involved in drugs or meth or ice, what would you say to them?
It's a wrong route. I've been that route, and it ain't ended nowhere but where I'm at right now. Homeless, still on ice. I got a part-time job at Kimber, staffing agency. You know, they pay you by the day. But I mean, there's more to life than that. You could get a college degree and be making a lot of money. I mean, yeah, the crime life and the drug life, it ain't worth it. It really ain't worth it. Not unless you just want to go downhill. I mean.
What if they say, Alan, I tried it and I love it. It makes me feel
well,
great.
yeah,
I got so much done.
It's a gratification of the moment.
I got more done, you know, by noon than most people get done in 2 days.
Okay, and I ain't got no teeth. Ain't got no teeth. My skin's got, you know, breaks out. I mean, if you want to look that way, I mean, that's fine. You're going to look like you're like 20 years older than what you are by the time you do 5-6 years of doing the meth.
Good answer.
Yeah. I get tired of people calling me old school. I ain't but 50. Come on, man. That's middle-aged.
Well, it's a pleasure meeting you, Alan, and man, it'd be cool in like 6 months. Maybe we'll do a follow-up.
Okay, and see if I've gotten better.
Or whatever, yeah, we'll just see.
Yeah, I might look 20 years older, you never know. I hope not.
You don't want to look 20 years
older?
No, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have any plans on, like, stopping?
Yes, I've thought, seriously, lately, I've thought about it. But see, I'm going to tell you this. If I had a choice between eating and doing drugs, whatever drugs I have, I'm going to sell so I can eat. Or make sure my campmates eat.
Okay.
So, to me, it really ain't an addiction.
That's rare.
It's just...
I know, I used to save like 75 cents to $1 a day just so I could eat an ice cream cone from McDonald's, and everything else went to my habit.
Hey, when you're hungry, hunger is the worst thing in the world to go through, man. When you're starving, yeah.
And then, of course, I would steal.
Yeah. I ain't no good at that. Not no more.
Hey, I'm terrible.
As you can tell, I got shot right here with the 357 during the armed robberies.
Damn, it don't even look bad.
Yeah. He shot me out.
Fuck.
I had the gun on him like that, and I turned and pushed on the door and put the gun right there, and he went, pow, and got me. He was trying to get me. He almost got me.
Was that your first armed robbery?
That was the second one. The first one I got away with at the time because we had like police scanners and shit and radios. But the dude at the drugstore, and no, I wasn't on drugs then. I was just drinking, smoking weed. But he seen me on the news and he turned me on for that one. So.
Tell me about that robbery, about the one that you just talked about. Shot you in the face with the 357.
And then he come after me out of the store, and I got up and ran.
So you robbed a store?
I robbed a convenience store.
Was this for drug money?
No, it was just, I had a job. I don't know if I did it for the rush or just the extra money or what. I mean. So
you walk into the store.
Yeah.
You by yourself?
And something told me, man, don't do it. Don't you do it. Don't do it. And that was either God telling me or my own, my own conscience. And my stubborn ass did it. And I got shot. I mean, that's what that 25 AG was for. And I shot at him and I almost hit him.
How'd it go down? When you walked in the store?
I went in the store, I walked around a little bit, and then I pulled the gun and walked up to the counter on him. And I mean, he was scared because, look, the week before he had been putting the ice coolers with shotguns. Somebody had a gunpoint with shotguns, had stuffed them in the ice cooler. So I think the man was tired of it. He was an Iranian dude, and yeah.
So when that happened, you said you had the gun on him.
Mm-hmm.
And you turned.
Well, no, I went to the door. I was keeping my eye on him, but it had a glass door right here. And I went to push on it, and at the same time, I put the gun in my belt right there, and he had to reach under the counter and bam, knocked me on my ass. I got up, started running, seen all that blood. He come out of the store shooting at me, got in his truck, chased me into a field. I started shooting at him from the field. He was shooting at me from behind his truck, like on the other side of the truck. And on the news, it showed where I almost got him. The bullet hole where he was standing and where the bullet hole was on the other side.
Are you glad you didn't get it?
I'm glad I didn't get him because they would have probably got me for murder.
For sure.
Yep.
Or would have added
I laid it down with the chopper, and then the fucking dogs got there.
So he shot you in the face, and you got in your truck.
No, he got in his truck. I was on foot. The dudes, the people that were waiting for me in the car, took off.
Could you feel it?
Yeah, I could feel it, but it was just like a hot. It felt numb, like a hot blast, and I just felt it felt numb. I don't know if it's from the gunpowder or the adrenaline or what. Yeah.
I bet it started hurting like a bitch later.
It did. On the news, when it showed my face, you could see the skull underneath. You could see you could see the bone.
What unit did that send you to?
Clemens unit,
Clemens.
burning hell. And I did 8 years in the building and 5 on the camp.
The trustee camp?
Yeah.
So at the end, you earned your way to trustee.
Yeah.
Is that a totally different? I mean, it's
the trustee camp?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean there's like
it's
no.
World when you're in.
I was a cowboy. Huh?
You were in GP and then you went to fucking trustee camp.
Right.
So yeah, it ain't nothing but gangs.
Oh yeah.
There. But the trustees want to do good, right? And they want to get out.
Yep.
Well.
And you can't do that when you're in a gang. I hate to say it, but you just can't do it. Because you're either going to do what you want to do for you, or you're going to do what you want to do for the other guy. I mean, that's just that simple. I mean.
Have you ever been to rehab?
I've been to a therapeutic community.
Yeah.
You call that rehab?
We can connect you with treatment. I've been to treatment.
I've been to AA, NA.
I mean, yeah, like inpatient.
You're talking about inpatient.
Yeah, I've been a lot. And the 30-day stuff for guys like us who are like real, have been doing it for a long time.
Yeah.
Is like a detox, right?
Yeah.
So I was able to stay for 3.5 months, and then I did this sober living thing, which I always thought was so dumb. But it was really just a nice house with roommates who were sober.
Right.
That's all it was. And I was able to get.
So you're talking about South Austin Marketplace?
You say what?
That South Austin Marketplace, that's a sober living place over there.
Okay, I'm not exactly.
That's the people from ATC, when they transfer, if they ain't got no housing or anything, they'll go over there and rent over there.
Okay. Above and below, we can connect you with like state-funded beds. Like I can connect you with a company that can give you connected to state-funded beds.
But I'd have to turn myself in, huh?
No.
No.
And here's the thing. If you're wanted and the police come up to the treatment center, they cannot confirm or deny if you were there, and they will not let them in. And that's how it is at every treatment center.
Yeah, it's supposed to be that way.
Unless it's the
something
FBI.
serious.
If it's the feds, that's different.
Yeah.
But I mean, if it's APD or whatever, or even, nah, they'll send them away. But yeah, man, it was a
right.
meeting you.
You too.
If there's one thing that you had to say, if there's one thing that you had to say, just to anyone in general, or advice, or what would it be?
Spend the rest of your life going up, not down. Because down ain't it just ain't nothing. Up, the least, God's gonna give you like a good life. Down, you chose that life, so you're gonna go down. Simple.
Do you think you've had a good life?
Yeah, until I started messing it up, and then my choices brought me down.
And you know that you're in control of that.
See, I went from a family that was a very abusive dad. He'd burn me with cigars and throw beer bottles at me. And they took me away from that when I was younger, like 5 or 6. And they put me in a foster home, and I was adopted into a good family. And then when I was about 17, I started really messing up. ran away from home, but I mean, in Texas, 17, you're an adult, so they really can't do nothing about that. I mean, yeah. And from 17 till now, the state of Texas has had me. And I'm 50. 51.
But you consider that you've had a good life.
Yeah.
So your cup is half full.
Yep.
Good way to look at it.
Now it's up to me to decide whether I want to go a little bit fuller up or if it's going to get lower.
I see good things in your future, man.
I hope so.
I do. And I've been doing this a whole life. And,
Yeah.
You know, so, and the attitude and just your spirit that I see.
I'm tired of going back to the penitentiary. I know that. That's getting old.
I believe
That is
you.
really getting old. I hate, let's put it this way, doing white lines is going to make you do white lines. Get it? Doing white lines is going to be doing white lines.
All right.
Standing in chow line. And